Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Four of the best performances I've seen all year are in the intimate new film Mass. It will be in theaters October 22nd, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. You may know Fran Kranz as an actor who appeared in The Cabin in the Woods and The Village, but he's making his film debut here as a writer and director with Mass. It centers on two couples, Gail and Jay, played by Martha Plimpton and Jason Isaacs, and Richard and Linda, played by Birney and Dowd. They come together in the basement room of a church for the first time in years, hoping for forgiveness, understanding, and closure. They will forever be connected after an unimaginable tragedy. Fran Kranz has written Mass in a way that benefits having the viewer really know as little as possible going in. I knew virtually nothing about the story, and I think that part of the success of the film comes from the reveals and the lessons that are learned along the way. The movie opens with members of the church staff and a therapist prepping the room to be just right for these four parents. It's not directly discussed what happened, but it's really openly known. The room must be laid out just right without anything that could possibly pose as a trigger to anyone. As Gail, Jay, Richard, and Linda start the conversation, it's easy dialogue. How's your daughter? I brought some pictures, and so forth. You feel that awkwardness between them, but Jay is the one that's trying to break the ice and initiate conversation. It's almost too painful for the two mothers to open up. And as their dialogue commences, we learn once that parents lost their son in this tragedy, while the other parent's son committed this heinous crime. It's Jay who reminds Richard and Linda that they are here to express ourselves, not interrogate. Fran Kranz, I think, really makes the viewer the silent fifth member of this meeting. I started to theorize what happened and how I would react in this situation. There are conversations about what changed with one of the boys and how we inevitably try to look for answers and evidence, from guns to mental health to violent video games, as a way to just try to figure out why and when this could have happened. Not many people have been in the situation that these parents find themselves in, and yet Fran Kranz and his four actors make this story approachable in a really thought-provoking manner about blame and hate, which can be found in so many real-life circumstances. Mass is directed with fine precision, never forcing the emotions, as there's actually quite a bit of restraint from the four actors. You know, this could have been a shouting match leading to melodrama very early on, but the power is actually in the restraint that then slowly builds to a breaking point. I love the open and raw dialogue, as there's really no therapist or social worker that then is intervening in this conversation. The four of them talk about the timeline of events, both surface level and the concrete facts, and yet it's this fascinating exercise in how our brains process things differently, as all four of them see this event from a very different angle. And Dowd and Martha Plimpton give these soul-bearing performances, finding those gut-punching moments of what it must be like to be a mother to one of these boys. They, along with Birney and Jason Isaacs, make these four characters really intrinsically different in how they respond and understand the unthinkable. I can imagine Mass being really hard to watch for parents, and yet it's one of the best films of the year, and one I think that really should stir conversation, opening minds and hearts to tragic events like this that happen far too often. I'm giving Mass 4.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to interview Dowd, Birney, and Jason Isaacs. You definitely want to hear those conversations about this subject matter and what they learned about that through making this film. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Mass. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.